March 3rd, 2025, public meeting of the Miami Township Board of Trustees. First item of business is the adoption of the minutes of February 19th. Is there a motion?
So move.
I will second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Any additions, deletions, corrections for those minutes?
No, sir.
Hearing none, may we vote, please?
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the minutes of February 19th, 2025 as presented. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Minutes are adopted.
I now entertain a motion to approve payment of bills in the amount of $124,581.84, possibly a record, generated from General Fund $21,497.19, Cemetery Fund $3,069.97, Fire Fund $83,922.57, and Road and Bridge $16,092.11. I don't know. Is there
I
a
move
motion?
that we pay the bills.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion regarding payment of these accounts?
No.
Hearing none, may we vote, please?
It's been moved and seconded to approve payment of bills in the amount of $124,581.84 as enumerated. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Okay, now I have notified other members of the board, and unfortunately not members of the general public, but we are going to skip all the rest of the agenda items with the exception of one. And that isn't on here, but I guess it's going to be. We should probably put it on executive session. And since Vice Chair Moyer has put in endless time and trouble in this section of the agenda, I'm going to turn that part over to her. Yes.
Do you want to do this resolution for the
Temporary appropriations?
under fiscal?
We weren't doing fiscal, but
Oh,
It would be good timing to get this through.
okay, fine.
well, I make a motion that we, what number of resolution are we on? Sorry.
2025-08.
I would make a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-08, amendment of temporary appropriations, whereas there's an ongoing process to accurately appropriate funds according to the needs of Miami Township. Now, therefore, the trustees authorize amending the following appropriations. And special levy fire fund 2191 increase by $30,000.
Second.
That was a second.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
Remind us the occasion for this.
The striker cut service agreement, the brand new super duper
Right.
wonderful cut we got, and it's a multi-year service agreement for it.
It's been moved and seconded. I'm sorry, been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 2025-08, amendment of temporary appropriations. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Resolution's adopted.
Sorry we interrupted you, Chris.
No, Marilyn is now in charge of this piece of agenda.
What are you talking about?
The executive commission, the executive.
You mean you
commission.
want me to call, let's go into the executive session. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
You will run the executive session.
You're the chair.
Mm-hmm. And I'm appointing you.
You don't appoint me. Are you saying that you don't want to do your duty right now?
Yes, I am saying that.
Okay.
All right.
I would entertain a motion to go into executive session pursuant to ORC 121.22 to consider the employment of a public employee. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to enter executive session to consider the employment of a public employee. Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
I'll abstain for reasons that were given a few meetings ago.
recess at 5:06.
We will now reconvene a public session at 5:59. No action taken as a result of the executive committee. We'll move on to, we weren't sure how long the evening would go, but I asked the chief to, assistant chief to join us. Everything straight. And you wouldn't mind just going over what your information was?
Yeah. So since our last meeting, we've gone 39 runs. Of those 39, we had about 4 mutual aid. One was actually out to Jasper Township for a structure fire. We've been on seven fire type runs, 1 MVC, and 31 EMS calls.
How long does it take to get to New Jasper Township from here?
Ooh. 20, 25 minutes?
18, 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20-minute ride for us. Slow, long ride.
It was a slow burning building.
So that was over the weekend.
Now, that's your second structure fire in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. Explorer, so the Ford Explorer did get a safety check and a oil change. So good for that. Still waiting on Atlantic for the parts for Tanker 82. And I am waiting on quotes for a washer dryer set, so we'll replace those.
Are those repair parts just kind of like, well, I don't know, they're coming from China, it's going to take, who knows, a month or two, or any timeline on any of this?
I don't know.
No?
It's international. I don't see why the parts would be, well, the pump isn't international, but the truck is. So it's really whatever the availability of the parts for the pump would be.
It's not because it's so old, or?
No, it's the newer of the two that we have. So parts should be out there for it.
Okay.
I'm going to start working on our yearly physical evaluations. We used to do them religiously every year. I think when we came here, it kind of fell off a little bit, so I'm going to try to get that going again. The ground ambulance data collection instrument that you had sent me, that is in Gina's hands now, so she can work her magic on it. There's a lot of information I don't have access to that she needs, that she'll have to fill out.
Okay.
On the back is kind of the bigger one. This one's kind of more pertaining to our reclassification towards the part-time max hours worked for part-timers. So it's listed as 1,500. When I did some digging and kind of just like due diligence, it should be 1,976 max hours for the year.
For a part-timer.
For part-time, since we're not considered a applicable large employer. We have under 50 full-time. So that would actually need to be changed on the reclassification sheet, the newer one that we have.
I will let Fred know, and then probably at our next meeting, we'll make that adjustment.
Okay. And I've also listed like where I found all that information from, so in case he asks.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Anything for the fire chief?
Just that I appreciate you're doing that research.
Since we had not planned on any of the other agenda items, if there's anyone in the room that has anything they'd like to ask, this would be the time, because we will adjourn directly.
I would like to ask for a meeting with the 3 trustees regarding to my Bureau of Workmen's Comp situation. I sent an email roughly a week and a half ago, and nobody replied to me requesting a meeting about some misinformation that needs to be cleared up.
Did you get that, Marilyn?
I mean, we all did.
I sent it to the assistant chief, and he sent it up, so you
Chief
should have
forwarded
gotten
it to
it.
Yeah,
us.
I forwarded it to you guys.
Is it something you're prepared to do right this minute?
I would prefer to do it, well, I mean, I can do it now, but I don't want to discuss any of my personal medical stuff on
Okay.
camera. However, I'd like to do it sooner rather than later.
Okay. Because,
It shouldn't take long, I just need to explain some situations. But if you would prefer to schedule an appointment with me, that would be fine as
well,
well.
we can't schedule one and meet together, so it would have to be another executive session, which is fine.
Could we assign one trustee to get the information?
I would prefer to be all three because there's been some misinformation between the three of you. That needs to be settled.
Well, we could, at the end of the meeting, we could let everybody go home and have an executive session.
If he's prepared for it,
Yes.
sure, we could do that.
Yes.
We'll have to get Cindy's list of executive session reasons out.
Oh, maybe it doesn't qualify for an executive session.
It does.
Oh, it does.
This is the one you-
Oh, this is number one.
Compensation,
Right,
Well, yeah, certainly.
okay.
the kind of overall one. Anyone else?
I would have asked about this not on camera, but since you guys are going to have an executive session, is there any kind of follow-up on what is required for the public records request that I made?
Well,
Like whether anything I have
Fortunately, our attorney is here, and she might be able to address that for you.
specifically results of an investigation. I don't know if that's public record.
Which news outlet are you?
The Yellow Springs News.
Okay. I just didn't know which we had.
Yeah. I know there's more than one.
We expect to be able to respond to that request this week.
Okay.
Don't have it for you right now.
Okay, that's fine. And
Yep.
again, would have asked not on camera.
I have one item for standing committee that if we could have a motion and vote now, it would be great.
Okay?
For the YS Development Corporation, Corey Van Osdol we have two reps, I'm one, Corey Van Osdol is one for the township at large, and she is resigning. And we would like to have, Steve Waring has graciously volunteered to take her place representing the township on the Yellow Springs Development Corporation. And I think he'd be a great asset as far as for what we're trying to do with business retention and attracting businesses and meeting with business people. And I think he'd be a great asset for the Wise Development Corporation. I hope I'd make a motion that we appoint him to be our second representative on that body.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
It's the first I've heard of this.
Oh, would you like me to bring it up next week?
Yeah, because typically I would think we would sort of scout out, are there other,
Oh, did you do that when we appointed
No.
Corey Van Osdol?
no, I didn't.
Okay. Sure, I mean,
I'll second the motion then. Any other comment regarding that? Hearing none, may we vote, please?
To move and seconded to appoint Steve Waring replacing Corey Van Ostel as Township Representative on the Yellow Springs Development Corporation. Ms. Moyer?
yes,
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Any other business? Hearing none, we take a motion to adjourn.
Okay, executive session?
Executive session.
Oh,
Executive session.
I'm sorry. I make a motion to adjourn into executive session for purposes spoken.
Consider the appointment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee.
Exactly.
Compensation.
Which one? Yeah, which one?
Compensation.
Compensation.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, we will adjourn into executive session at 6:07-ish.
Do you usually put a vote on that?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
did we vote?
No, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Oh, well, we do want to vote though.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Moved and seconded, executive session, Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
We had 6:09 on that one.